Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Wake Up with Juice. Yes, I know. I know it's been a minute. Some of y'all opened this episode like, wow, he's finally came back. I thought he just retired. I thought he joined a band. I thought he got kidnapped by a group of motivational speakers. Let me explain. I wasn't kidnapped. I wasn't lost. I wasn't hiding. I was simply out of town for the last 2 weekends, living my best life, eating snacks, minding my business, and pretending I didn't have responsibilities. But here we are, 2 weeks later, back in the studio, back on schedule, back with the chaos. And honestly, I missed you guys. So, all right, let's get into today's episode. Okay, today's episode is about something universal. People who act like they know what they're doing when they absolutely do not. You ever meet someone who says, I got this, right before doing something incredibly stupid? Like, I can fix it? No, you can't. I know a shortcut. You're lost. I've done this before. He has not. These are the people who turn a simple task into a full documentary. They'll say, trust me. And that's exactly when you should not trust them. It's time for a story. One time, someone told me, bro, I know a shortcut. We ended up on a gravel road, behind a tractor, next to a goat, with no cell service. That's not a shortcut. That's a side quest. But this is elite comedy. So someone explains something complicated, and you're like, oh, yeah, totally. No, you don't. You understand absolutely nothing. You're nodding like, yes, of course, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Meanwhile, your brain is buffering. You're smiling, you're nodding, you're lying. But here's the story. I once pretended to understand IKEA instructions. I said, oh, yeah, this makes sense. It did not. The picture was a stick figure holding a wrench and crying. That was the whole instruction. But every friend group has one. This person knows everything until you ask one follow up question. They'll say, oh, yeah, that's easy. You ask, how? They'll say, well, it's like the thing with the stuff. They crumble instantly. They go from expert to confused toddler in 0.2 seconds. It's like I once had a friend who claimed he could predict the weather. I said, okay, what's it going to be tomorrow? He said, probably outside. Sir, they don't know what they're talking about. And then there's athletes. Athletes pretend they know what's happening, but by halftime, they're just reacting. A coach will yell, run the play. The team, what play? The player will say, I read the defense. No, you didn't. You panicked and hoped for the best. Sports is just guessing with cardio. I once had a coach who said, Andy, you got to want it more. I said, what more? The ball? The win? The Gatorade? Be specific. Okay, let me expose myself. I once tried to assemble furniture without reading the instructions. I ended up with a chair that leaned like it was the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I once tried to fix something by hitting it. It did not help. I once tried to cook without measuring anything. The smoke alarm said, hello. I once tried to hang a picture frame by eyeballing it. It was crooked, like aggressively crooked, like it was trying to escape the wall. I'm doing my best, but my best is sometimes questionable. Okay, this is my favorite group. You ask someone, how do I get there? They'll say, oh, yeah, it's easy. Just go straight, then left, then right, then another right, then up a hill, then down a hill, then you'll see a tree. You follow the directions and end up in a different state. They have no idea, but they said it with confidence. But here's the thing. I was with my family on vacation. We asked a guy at a gas station for directions. He said, "Go past the old barn." "Sir, I'm not from here. I do not know your barns." We were just confused and no idea what was going on. But here's the real secret. Adults are just children with bills. Nobody knows what you're doing. We're all improvising. We're all guessing. We're all hoping nobody notices. You ever see an adult doing something and think, wow, they really have it together? They don't. They're just better at pretending. For example, people who nod during meetings, people who say, per my last email, people who file taxes without crying, people who know how to fold a fitted sheet, people who say, I'll handle it with confidence. They're all lying. We're all lying. But it's fine. Okay, let's be honest. Life is just a series of moments where you go, I hope this works. Cooking, guessing, driving, guessing, parenting, guessing, dating, guessing with emotions. Adulthood is just one long improv show. But here's the part that matters. Not knowing what you're doing doesn't make you a failure. It makes you human. You're learning, you're trying, you're figuring it out as you go, and honestly, that's enough. Okay, this week's challenge. For this week's challenge, do something you've been scared to try, even if you have no idea what you're doing. Because guess what? Nobody else does either. So, I challenge you to do something you've been scared to try. Okay, thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for laughing with me, and thank you for surviving adulthood with zero instructions. Remember, you don't need to know what you're doing, you just need to keep going. And that's just okay. See you next time. Same time, same juice.